trajectory of your life. We teach some of the most in-demand IT skills like AWS and DevOps engineering, software development, data science. We teach some of the most in-demand IT skills like AWS and DevOps engineering, software development, data science. We teach some of the most in-demand IT skills.
Hey everyone, thank you for that, Joshua. Guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started probably in the next, that's 12:57 right now or 1:57 Eastern time. And I wanna be respectful of your guys' time, but just typically I wanted to let you know first that people kind of show up late sometimes. So I wanna give someone, there's people who are straggling a little bit of an opportunity to jump back in the room. So we're gonna go ahead and get started in probably about 5 more minutes. And then from there, we'll go ahead and get started with things. But before we jump into this, I see that we have Ezra, Saeed, Ranjan, Savas, and Ivan in the room right now. And I know we're streaming live on a bunch of different platforms. So I know that there's some other people that we can't jump in and talk to. If you're watching this on like maybe YouTube or one of the other live stream platforms and you'd like to interact with me directly, I'm sure that there's going to be a Zoom link that's posted so that you can jump in and maybe ask questions directly to me or to members of my team. Today, we're going to be talking about DevOps. So before we get started, Ezra, Ranjan, Ivan, Savas, I want to just sort of ask you guys some questions. Like, have you had experience in learning DevOps so far? And maybe you guys, have you studied anything in terms of DevOps or maybe cloud development or a cloud platform? And I'm asking this question just to sort of get an idea of where you are in terms of your education. And maybe with that information, I could sort of tailor this a little bit better to what you're looking for. So let me go ahead and share screen as well. So I know a few of you just jumped into the room. We've got Kagate, Jacques. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Ezra, Ranjan, Rasit, Savas, Tino Tenda, Ivan. Savas is saying he's actually a student, or he or she is actually a student in the full stack path. But so far I started to question myself about the path that you're taking. Okay, well, that's good to know, Savas, because those kind of bleed and overlap into each other. Like many DevOps engineers probably got their start in software development and programming and then jumped into specializing in maybe a cloud platform or a DevOps path. So it's something that, no, you didn't choose the wrong path. I think it's just a part of the learning process of just figuring things out, sort of maneuvering through the IT world, finding out and getting exposure. So you did the best with what you could. And you know, maybe by the end of this workshop tonight, you'll have or this afternoon rather, you'll have an understanding of if DevOps is a little bit more interesting to you. Okay, so for those of you that are just showing up, Ivan, Tino Tinda, Savas, Rasit, Ranjan, we have Minal, Mehmet, Ezra, Kagate, Jacques. I'm not sure I'm saying your name right. But guys, just please write in the chat just where you started in terms of your DevOps career path. Have you started studying so far? Maybe you've watched YouTube videos, maybe you've jumped into a cloud guru or something like that. And that will help to give me an understanding of how I can just sort of tailor this presentation and make it a little bit more valuable to where you are right now. Okay. And again, if you're just now coming in, we're going to go ahead and get started in about 3 minutes or so. I want to give everyone an opportunity to jump in this room with us and to make sure that they get to hear everything, just because typically sometimes people show up a few minutes late. There's some technical issues. So Robert, welcome. Welcome you guys. So just let me know in the chat, just sort of what your background is, why you're interested in DevOps, and if you've already started to learn and maybe I can help you out a little bit more directly. The Jacques, I think I'm not saying your name right, saying that it's a master of economics and policy. Is it okay to start DevOps? Is it related to the economy? Well, I think in some ways, right? Just to answer your question, Jacques asking the question of, is it related? He's already studied economics and policy in school, and he's asking, is it okay to start down the path of DevOps engineering? Is that related to the skills that he has right now? And I would say to some degree, yes, and not necessarily related to economics, but in a lot of economics, there's probably more big picture and pattern thinking, logical thinking. So I'm sure some of your skills will transfer. So it's not too late. I think it's the perfect time for you. If you're still a student, you're still in school, for you to gain a skill set that's probably more in alignment with the demand that's out there for jobs. Okay, that's perfect. Yvonne saying she's actually new into DevOps and just watched some YouTube videos, just in passing though, not like independent learning. She has a background in information systems and thus hopes this is working for her. So sure, Yvonne, I think that's a great path to start with. You already understanding sort of some fundamentals within IT will give you a leg up, just in understanding how maybe DevOps fits into the bigger picture of, developing a software product and maintaining it. I'm sure you have some fundamental knowledge that can transfer and translate to what you're interested in doing as far as pursuing DevOps. So guys, welcome. If we're just filtering in the room, we're going to go ahead and get started in about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Go ahead and let me know in the chat just sort of what your interest is within DevOps, and just to sort of give me an understanding of what your background is and what you've started to learn already, so that I can tailor this sort of presentation to specifically what you're interested in and what you need. And that'll sort of help us all, I think, a little bit. So the last one, Tino Tinda Martin. Sorry for that, butchering your name. I'm in cohort 11 fundamentals right now, new to the IT field, trying to pick a path between full stack and DevOps. Okay, wondering where I should start. Okay, perfect. So this will be great for you. You'll have basically a little bit more clear picture in how DevOps fits into the development of a software application. By the end of this, you'll walk away with some insights and information into to probably some of the opportunities that are available for DevOps. Software development obviously is a big space. There's a lot of jobs and opportunities, but it's pretty competitive in the entry-level space. There's a lot of boot camps that teach software development, and there's not a lot of boot camps in places that are teaching DevOps principles. So there's a lot less people trying to get their foot in the door in an entry-level DevOps position. So it makes it a little bit easier for you to get there. So I think that's a pretty good idea if that's something that you're interested in pursuing. Akumi saying they're SQL DB, DBA, and want to explore the DevOps path. Okay, perfect. So this will be right for you guys. So welcome, guys. Ezra, Jeremy, Hans, Jacques, Kumi, Ilhami, Mehmet, Ranjan, Rasid, Robert, Savas, Tino Tinda, Yvonne. Welcome, everyone. Let's go ahead and get started. I want to be respectful of your time. Late people are typically a little bit late, so we gave them enough time to sort of show up, but I want to be respectful of your time and make sure that I'm doing the best I can to help you this Sunday afternoon. So today we're talking about how to start a career as a DevOps engineer from scratch. Right. So even if you don't have an IT background, even if you're not a software developer and you don't understand programming, right, even if you've never written a line of code in your life, today I want to show you a path and probably the straightest and the shortest path to change your life by learning probably what is one of the most in-demand IT skills in the world right now, which is DevOps engineering. DevOps is an incredibly powerful skill set that is pretty cutting edge and new. So we'll go ahead and jump into this. But the reasons why you should pay attention to me here right now is because, again, I'm going to lay out an action plan, the exact same action plan that probably over 30 students of ours now have followed to go from absolute scratch to learning probably the most in-demand DevOps skills and tools, developing portfolios, doing everything that's necessary to get their foot in the door. We've helped over 32 people at this point to learn this DevOps skill set, to get their foot in the door in this career and to start really lucrative careers. Many of our students within DevOps specifically get placed within jobs and positions, typically making well above 90,000. We have students that are making over 100,000 in their first job within DevOps engineering. And that's just because how well we prepare students with our curriculum and our training. So we know a thing or two about this. So today I'm going to share with you some shortcuts, some lessons that we've learned as an organization that you can then take and implement on your own, or you can join up with us at Clarusway to sort of take this knowledge and information that I'm going to share with you to the next level, because we've built a really structured system to do that. Okay, so first of all, before I move on, I want to introduce myself, just so that you guys know and understand the reason why I'm even sitting here talking to you right now, right? You guys probably don't know me, have never met me, but my name is Robert, and I am the Student Success Director here at Clarusway. And what that means is my job is to help people like you who are interested in an IT career explore their options, right? To learn more about what the day-to-day life could look like for you, how your life specifically could be different if you learn this skill set, what type of work you will be doing so that you can see the vision for yourself to potentially make this career switch. I am qualified to be talking to you right now because this is something that I've already done for myself, which is get an IT skill, work for a technology company, and I started from probably a worse position than you're in right now. So back in 2012, I was working as a waiter at a country club, making about minimum wage at the time, which was like $9, I think, and 25 cents an hour plus tips. So I could barely had enough money to feed myself. But before that, I got in that situation because I was kicked out of university and college. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I wasn't really disciplined at the time. And yeah, I ended up getting kicked out of school. I had no skill set to fall back on, no college degree, and no prospects, right? I felt like I was stuck in that waiter job. I didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. And that was until I stumbled across one of the very first boot camps, IT training boot camps. At the time, it was called Code Academy. It no longer exists, but it was based in Chicago by two great guys. They started this program to teach software development. So I enrolled in their second ever class to teach software development. It was a 3-month program. And I'm not going to lie to you, it was the most difficult and challenging thing that I'd ever set my mind to in my life. Like, it was very different to think logically, to think programmatically, think in terms of solving problems using a software development programming language. But eventually, as I kept just plugging away and trying and just showing up every single day, it started to click for me. I graduated from that program after 3 months. And I just kept working, kept pushing, kept meeting people, kept developing contacts and relationships within the industry. And 5 months after graduation, so I think this was about 9 months after starting my software development journey, I got a job at a company called Asynchrony Solutions as a software developer, as an apprentice software developer. And my life just began to change, like step after step. You know, pretty much immediately I was making twice as much money as I did the year before. Soon after that, almost 3 times as much money. I had work that was purposeful and meaningful. I was doing things that I cared about. I was working for a team called the T1D team at our company. And basically this was a social media app that we were developing for type 1 diabetics that would allow them to enter in their data on their mobile phone or on their computer. Their data meaning like the diet, exactly what they ate for that day, how many calories. And we take that information, as well as like their blood glucose reading, take that information, send it to our team of data scientists where they'd analyze it to hopefully help find a cure for type 1 diabetes. So I was all of a sudden doing work that I cared about, that I felt meaningful and purposeful for me, that I got to show up and do every single day. So I'm saying this to tell you right now that if you let it, learning the skill set like DevOps engineering, and DevOps is very closely related to software development, as I'll explain to you in a second. Learning one of these skill sets is the fastest way to change your life. There's no faster way. Okay, it's not easy. Like, a lot of people think it's some sort of joke or scam when they hear that someone can go from zero to making $90,000, $100,000 within 1 year of learning a skill set, but it is definitely possible for those of you that are willing to discipline yourself, to work hard, to follow the right system. Okay, and that's exactly what we've developed here at Clarusway, is the right system, the right structure, the right help to get you from point A to getting your foot in the door in a DevOps career. So if you do your research on, like, let's say switchup.com or Career Karma, Course Report, or any of the major review platforms for coding boot camps, what you'll see is that we're consistently ranked among the top in the world, especially for our DevOps program. We have hundreds of 5-star reviews on every major platform. So we know a thing or two about training people and helping them to get into DevOps careers. We are ranked as the #1 rising boot camp in the world. In over several hundred boot camps are in the running for this. And we were ranked #1 by Course Report. So I think that's a pretty cool accolade. We've got a ton of different badges and accolades from this industry showing and certifying that we're damn good at what we do. So we're ranked by SwitchUp as the best AWS bootcamp in 2021. AWS and DevOps are sort of like commingled skill sets. The best online coding bootcamp, best data science bootcamp. So we know a thing or two about taking people from scratch, helping them learn extremely valuable skill sets and breaking into IT. So first of all, who are we? Who is Clarusway? What are we? So we started back in September of 2019, so pretty closely before the pandemic. So we were born in online education, right? So pretty quickly after we started, we were no longer able to teach face-to-face. So we've developed our curriculum and our path around online education and creating the most immersive, interesting online experience possible for our students. Now we're over 130 people that are scattered across the globe on our team. We have a training facility based in the Washington, D.C. area, specifically in Tyson's Corner, which is a very cool area of Washington, D.C. if you're ever in the area. We have over 1,000 current students within our program, represented across 29 different countries. So we're a global company, global in terms of our employee base as well as our students. And the benefit of that is that it can sort of get you used to the environment that you're going to be building and growing in when you get your first IT job. Excuse me. So when you land your first IT job, you're going to be working and collaborating across time zones, across cultures, and across environments. So that's exactly sort of what we built here and sort of what you're going to be experiencing throughout Clarusway's training program. So I know that a few of you mentioned that you have basically started already learning some basic DevOps skills, or if not learning some skills at this point or learning tools, you're exploring the idea of getting into DevOps by maybe watching some YouTube videos and trying to find out more information about it. So as someone who attempted to self-teach themselves an IT skill, right, who has self-taught themselves an IT skill, the thing that is missing out of an education when you're trying to just go through cheap online courses, like maybe on Udemy or on YouTube or something like that, is really the structure that's necessary to make a transformation, right? It's not easy to master an IT skill set and to get good enough to build relationships, to build networks, so that to get good enough to where you can get your foot in the door. And what we've really created here at Clarusway is a structure for you, a backbone for you, to make it as easy as possible for you to make this transition into your IT career. And that's made between 3 different components. So #1 is instructors and mentors. So we have over 80 certified instructors and mentors, experienced people who are actively working within the DevOps industry, within the software development industry, within the data science industry. They've already started from scratch like you are right now, have mastered a fundamental skill set, got their foot in the door, are working in the field. So these are people who can give you the knowledge, the insights, the shortcuts to help you to get there much faster. When you're learning on YouTube, you don't have access to that. To people who you can reach out to at any moment and get feedback and help. The second part that makes up the really important success chain of Clarusway is our career management team. So what a lot of people don't realize is that learning a technical skill set, like for example, learning DevOps engineering by itself is not going to be enough to get you a job, because what trips most people up is actually building the network and the relationships, getting in front of the right people that can allow them to get their foot in the door in the industry, interviewing the right way, putting together the right resume or portfolio that can help them to stand out across the dozens, if not the 100 applicants that are applying for the same position. So a big portion of our program is preparing you for the career change. It's preparing you to interview well. It's preparing you for the right way to prepare your resume and portfolio to impress IT hiring managers, to conduct IT interviews the right way so that you can get your foot in the door. That's half of the equation of you getting to your goal. And we do an amazing job from the very beginning of our program in helping our students to do that. The third thing that's going to stand in your way for trying to self-teach and self-educate for DevOps or AWS or any cloud engineering or software development, or it doesn't even matter, is your network. So the vast majority of jobs and positions within IT, I'd estimate probably at least 75%. 75% of jobs within this field are gotten through word of mouth, meaning that, let's say, for example, I'm working for Apple and we have 5 new open DevOps positions that are available within our team. The very first people that will get access to those jobs are friends of the people who are already working on that team, right? So the DevOps engineers that are already working on that team already know probably dozens of people working in the industry. So when those jobs become available, the first people who will be told and notified, the first people who will be interviewed, who will be considered for those positions are people who know people that are already working at that company. So if you are entering the IT field without connections, if you don't know people who are already working within IT, that makes it very hard for you to actually get your foot in the door in the industry, because you're going to be relegated, meaning that you're going to be trying to chase after the leftover 20% of jobs that are on online job boards, right? That are the picked over jobs, the jobs that couldn't be filled by word of mouth. So what you need access to is network and connections. And that's exactly what we have. We have an alumni network of over 1,000 students that are working at top companies around the world who are essentially looking for our best and brightest graduates to help fill their positions. And you get access to that when you're working with Clarusway. Not only that, but we have a network of hiring partners, of companies that are really excited about hiring our best and brightest graduates that can help you to get your foot in the door a lot easier than if you're working on your own. So teamwork, structure is really what makes the dream work within this industry. Again, information is not transformation, meaning that just because you have some YouTube videos about how to implement a containerized cluster within Kubernetes does not mean that you're going to successfully be able to navigate the job hunt and actually get your foot in the door. So what we provide at Clarusway is the structure to make that happen. So we have courses in various different programs. So we have a few of our students that are in the room right now that are in a few different programs and courses. But the main courses that we offer are AWS and DevOps Engineering. Right. So DevOps engineering is sort of a portion of a broader skill set that involves basically knowledge of the cloud, specifically the cloud platform of AWS, as well as the DevOps principles to allow software development teams to deploy applications to the cloud. That sounds like probably a whole lot of gibberish to many of you, but basically what that means is that nowadays we have cloud-based applications, right? Like YouTube, Facebook, Google, Instagram. This means that these applications sit on servers probably externally, and DevOps engineers, their responsibility is take the code that software developers write and deploy that code to the cloud using DevOps principles. So just to sort of give you a snapshot of what that is actually involved. The next classes that we offer are full stack engineering, which are basically the people who write the code, who create the applications that you know and use every single day. So these are the people that create the interfaces, build the backend logic, work with data and APIs and things like that. The next skill set that we teach is data science. So data science is both two parts, the analysis of data and the creation of, let's say, machine learning algorithms to make automatic useful predictions using data. So data science is a very, very, very important skill set of the 21st century because so many companies are collecting so much data, right? Everything that you're using and doing is collecting data and information on you, and companies need people who can make use out of this data, interpret it to help make intelligent business decisions and predictions and things like that. The next thing is cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is about the protection of data and information for organizations, right? So a company that produces, let's say, an app like YouTube or something like that, they have an entire team of cybersecurity specialists whose job it is to protect the networks, to protect the computers, to protect the application and platform and the data of its users, to make sure that their users aren't compromised, to make sure that the company's not stolen from, to make sure that their image isn't tarnished, to make sure that their business is running smoothly, right? Just like you have security, outside of a big department store to make sure that people aren't coming in there and stealing things. Cybersecurity is needed in a digital world to make sure that people aren't coming in and stealing things. So the next is Salesforce as well. So we have a course on a topic called Salesforce, and that's one of the most huge up and coming topics that it's not really talked about in terms of the IT world. But Salesforce is basically the implementation of Salesforce is a CRM, which means a customer relationship management platform. So many huge companies are using Salesforce to manage the relationship with the customers that they're getting and to set off like sort of automated responses and systems to maintain contact with those customers, to continue to build relationships, to help them to make more money. It's a hugely widely adopted platform that's sort of behind the scenes of a lot of the major companies that you're interacting with on a day-to-day basis. Very cool skill set as well. So just wanted to give you a snapshot of the skills that we teach. This is sort of a snapshot of our training facility in Virginia, Tyson's Corner, Virginia. As you can see here, let's go ahead and move to the next slide. So there are 9 reasons right now that you should be interested within a DevOps engineering career. Okay, 9 specific reasons why, 9 specific reasons why changing into a DevOps engineering career or any IT career really can change your life. So number 1 is the skill set is universal. A lot of people have the misconception that IT skills are only valuable for like big tech companies. Like you have to work for Facebook or Google or Amazon or something like that, or Microsoft. But literally every single industry, healthcare industries, even sports teams. Like my favorite sports team is the St. Louis Cardinals. They have a huge IT team of data scientists, of cybersecurity specialists, of application developers, of all types of things. So the skill set is really universal. You can work in the entertainment industry with this skill set. You can work in the restaurant industry, whatever it happens to be, they're hiring IT people. The second thing is a degree is not required. So this is one of few skill sets in which you can make really great money pretty relatively quickly, 6 figures within a year if you're prepared correctly, and not have a college degree. Companies within this field don't care where you went to college. They care that you have the skill set to be able to contribute and do the work. The third thing is there are endless opportunities. So like once you learn a software development skill set, you can use that skill set in any way that you want. Like for example, if for example, learning software development gives me access to middle management IT positions, it gives me access to eventually, if I wanted to, become a chief technology officer or a CEO of a company, or start my own consulting company, start my own business, or code my own app and build a business that way. So there's so many opportunities that open up once you learn a technology skill that allow you to have more freedom and opportunity in your life. The fourth thing is this is one of few skills that all you need is an internet connection and a laptop. So I'm here in Mexico City right now. I'm working remotely, and I know dozens and dozens of people who are software developers, data scientists, even a few cybersecurity specialists that are working remotely, able to work wherever they want in the country or wherever they want in the world, because all they need is a laptop and an internet connection to do their work. It gives you massive amounts of freedom once you learn these skill sets. The fifth thing is good income, if not great income. Realistically, let's say if, for example, I was earning $9.25 an hour, and within a year, I was making almost triple that, so $27 or so an hour, and it just continues to increase as you continue to gain more skills within the field, get more experience, work for different companies, and gain seniority. So great income is definitely possible very quickly if you are trained with the right skills and tool sets. The sixth thing is low education costs. So you don't need to go back to university to get a master's degree that's going to cost you $50,000, $60,000, $100,000. Okay, this is something that you can acquire for yourself a skill set and a life change that you can acquire for minimum investment. The seventh thing is it's an easy or a simple transition. When you have the right help, when you have people by your side who actively do this and have developed a formula and a system for training people and helping them go from 0 to 60, it's a very simple transition, because all you have to do is follow the process that they've outlined for you to get to your goal and your dream. The eighth thing, and this is something that we definitely need to bring up, is that this is a pandemic-proof skill set, meaning that no matter if the world is locked down or whatever is happening, this is a skill set that is sort of indestructible in a way, in which this industry was thriving amidst the lockdown. This industry was thriving amidst sort of the chaos that was going on in the world, because again, all you need is an internet connection and a laptop. It's very easy in the IT field to work remotely, to do your thing remotely, and things just sort of go on business as usual. So that's another way. The ninth thing is industry growth. So this is the fastest growing industry and skill set that you can learn, hands down, period. Okay, there's not going to be anywhere near close to the growth of any other skill set or tool set, meaning that this is just the beginning of this industry. This is the beginning of the demand for these skill sets. It's only going to continue to increase as individuals and companies continue to adopt technology. They're going to need more and more IT professionals, more and more DevOps engineers, more and more software developers to fulfill that need and that demand. And the great thing is that colleges and universities are not producing enough people. So the demand is only going to continue to increase, right? So now is the time to take advantage of this. You can set yourself up for decades to come with a real career, with real growth potential and opportunities. So those are the top 9 reasons to launch an IT career as a DevOps engineer or any of the other skill sets that I just named. Next thing. So hopefully what I've just conveyed to you is that we have the formula, we have the process, we have the system and the structure, the backbone, everything that you need to learn this DevOps skill set or whatever IT skill set that you're looking to learn. All that you need when you join Clarusway is a little bit of determination, right? Focus, discipline, and you can get to your goal. It's really as simple as that. All you need to do is submit to the process. Right? We've laid it all out. Everything that you need to do day to day is already mapped out for you. The lessons that you need to learn, the skills and concepts, the projects, the relationships, we've developed them for you. We can connect you with the right people so that all you have to do is be willing to work hard and you are in line for a successful career change and to change your life. So I just wanted to convey that to you to make sure that you understand the gravity of that and how important that is. We're here to change your life. That's it. That's our only measure of success within this organization. And we've really built something that is systematically going to help you to be successful. So all you have to do is follow the process. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into this. So Glassdoor made a list of the 50 best jobs in America for last year, for 2021. And within the top 10 are both DevOps engineer and cloud engineer, which are sort of derivatives of the same sort of core concepts, same sort of technical skill sets. All right. And as you can see, they're both 6-figure jobs and 6-figure opportunities. Okay. So that's just to give you an understanding and an idea. You can see some other skill sets that we teach on this list as well. Information security engineer means like a cybersecurity specialist, software engineer, data scientist. We talked about these as well. Okay. So that's really the main thing that I wanted to convey for you. These are one of the rated as some of the best jobs in America for the last year based upon median salary. So this is sort of a snapshot of some of the graduates of our program recently who have gotten into the DevOps industry and field, and sort of a snapshot of the salary that they're making right now and when their most recent start date was. So our company has a lot of European students as well. So this is sort of in a European format for my American friends. So on the 14th of February, we had a new student graduate and become a DevOps engineer with an annual salary of $125,000. On the 21st of February, again, another student joined a company here with a salary of $125,000. And this is all here in the United States. On the 5th of August of 2021, we had another DevOps engineer secure a job of $105,000. And you see I don't want to seem like I'm bragging, but this is just to sort of give you guys an understanding that this is something that's serious. This is an opportunity that is serious for you, that if you're looking to learn the skill set, we have the path, we have the formula to get you to a position where your life has changed. Imagine that if 1 year from now, imagine if you started a year ago, you could be in this position. You could be one of the few people that's on this list. And imagine if you started today. The best time to start was a year ago, but the next best time to start is right now today. So just imagine how much different your life would be if you were making $90,000 per year. If you were making $110,000, $125,000 per year. Do you think that that would be life-changing in terms of your financial opportunity, in terms of maybe how secure you feel financially, in terms of the things that you're able to do for yourself and for your family, like maybe put your children in a better environment, or maybe if you don't have children yet, secure a solid foundation for your future family. So it's a pretty awesome opportunity. I wanted to list these out. So as you can see, average salaries for many of our graduates are around 100, 108, 120, even 97. So that's pretty far up there, considering that this is a skill set that many of these graduates are starting from complete scratch. So with no IT experience, we're talking about truck drivers, Uber drivers, restaurant workers, people who are coming from the education and the teaching industry, housewives. Many of our graduates are, and I'm sure you'll talk to one of them later, is a graduate named Mohammed, and he's going to share with you his particular story a little bit more in depth. But I wanted to share with you sort of some of these salaries to give you an idea of what is available for you. So the start date for this DevOps engineering program is on April 4th. There are some prerequisites for this program that you can talk to a member of our career success team, and they can sort of get you up to speed in terms of what they are. But this is a snapshot of the skills and tools that you're going to be sort of having a fundamental mastery over once you graduate from this program. So I'm sure you've heard of Kubernetes, Docker. So these are tools that are really highly in demand by larger organizations. So larger organizations are using these DevOps principles to re-engineer their applications using DevOps principles, one of them being containerization of an application. So containerization meaning that the different parts of the application are all independent of one another, as opposed to them being a huge monolithic, meaning one big code base where everything is sort of clumped together. And if one thing breaks, everything breaks. The new way of doing things is by creating little modules, like little Lego blocks for your application, and every sort of Lego block operating independently upon one another. So if one is compromised, it doesn't affect the rest. So these are tools in order to do that. Kubernetes, Docker, Amazon ECS, Amazon ECR, Amazon EKS are tools to deploy the application, to make them a little bit more performant. Tools like Jenkins, Terraform, Ansible are continuous integration and continuous delivery pipeline tools. So they allow you to create scripts and automations to be able to deploy code to Amazon's platform very easily. So throughout this program, I don't want to throw out too many sort of names at you, but these are the most in-demand skill sets in the world for DevOps engineers. By having, not just having these skill sets on your resume, that's one thing, and that will get you kind of far, but having command over these tools, understanding exactly what they are, the reason why they're used, how to use them specifically in the context of projects and application, having experience developed around these tools and working with them to the point where you've developed a portfolio around using these tools will completely change your life. And that's exactly what we've engineered within this program. So those are some of the tools that you will learn, and here's how you're going to learn them. We are a huge proponent of using real world education. And the only way to really learn is by doing in this world. So we've really designed our program and curriculum around project-based learning, so that as opposed to just learning through following along tutorials, just clicking where they click, doing what they do, not really learning and internalizing, we believe that it's best to sort of teach you, to give you the theory, and then create opportunities for you to put that theory into practice in environments that mimic the real world. So our organization has partnerships with our sister software development consulting company. So from the very beginning of our program, you're going to be working with this sister software consulting company to deploy real world projects using DevOps principles. And you're going to be collaborating across different teams, like the software development team, the AWS team, and many other teams within our organization to implement some of these projects. So one project example is to create an Apache server with Terraform. The next project idea that you're going to be executing is deploying a phone book application onto AWS using Terraform. The next thing is going to be Dockerization or containerization of a bookstore API using Python, Flask, and MySQL, which is a database. Docker Swarm deployment of that phone book application. So taking the same sort of application and approaching it from different ways so that you can sort of learn new tools and skills around it. Creating a pipeline using Jenkins for a phone book app on Docker Swarm. Microservices deployment on Kubernetes using a phone book application. You're going to publish your own personal website using Postgres, Node.js, React, and Ansible. You're going to create a continuous integration and continuous delivery pipeline with AWS using microservices and containerization. So if you don't understand what any of this means right now, that's okay. What this means is that you're going to be learning by doing things that are fun, interesting, and closely related to exactly what you're going to be doing on the job. And the benefit of this is that it's going to give you experience using the most in-demand tools. It's going to help you develop a portfolio of projects that you can point to, right? So that when you go out there to try to look for jobs, as opposed to saying you have no experience, you actually have real world experience deploying real live DevOps projects using the real tools that these companies are using on a day-to-day basis that you can link to. You can point to the URL that you deployed to these projects to, and people can take a look at your code, your pipeline, and it makes it very, very easy and simple for you to gain the experience that's necessary, because all companies are looking for people with experience, even in entry-level jobs. They're looking for people who have experience using these tools, not in a theoretical manner, but in a real-world application. So that gives you that. And not only that, but it gives you the confidence and the certainty because you've done it and been there so much and so often and have worked and maneuvered using these tools so much that it makes it very easy for you to have the confidence to talk about these tools on, let's say, a technical interview, or to communicate with a hiring manager when they ask you what are some of the problems that you have had in the past when using a specific feature within Jenkins or something like that. You can talk about that intelligently. So the point of this is to get you the wisdom, the experience in a concentrated environment that mimics the real world that can get your foot in the door. And it's very, very, very important. So not only the most in-demand tools, but learning it in the right way that can help you get your foot in the door. All right. I want to iterate that. It's very, very cool. Very, very, very important. So let's talk about this really quickly as well. So once you learn these tools, once you build these projects, what is going to happen? What type of jobs will you be able to apply for? And I know that when I showed those salaries a few slides ago, you could sort of see some of the jobs and positions that we were talking about. But one of the main positions that we are going to qualify you for is a DevOps engineer. As you can see, the majority of our graduates are graduating and getting jobs and positions with that title, but also that sort of opens up opportunities for other positions. So if you look on job boards and sites like Indeed or Monster or something like that, which is probably the most popular way that people are applying right now, you'll also be qualified for jobs in terms of software engineering, a DevOps consultant, what's called a continuous integration and continuous delivery engineer, or CI/CD engineer, an infrastructure engineer, Scrum Master, test engineer, automation architect, SRE. All of these things are basically positions, skill sets, tools, understanding that you will have that you will be qualified for. So we think it's really, really best to broaden your skill set, to give you skills amongst so many different things, because that increases the opportunity that you have, because you'll be able to apply for a lot different job titles, a broad spectrum of different job titles. Okay, so that's very important to understand as well. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So if you're interested within our DevOps program, I want to jump in to talk about specifically the financial piece of this, because obviously that's important to you. It's important that you can find a way to pay for this program, to get the education that you need, invest in the skill sets that you need in order to change your life and to change your circumstances. So we've created a few different options for our students. Our goal is to make this as most affordable for you as possible. So no matter what financial situation that you are in, we have an option for you moving forward so that you can gain this skill set, learn it, master it, utilize our resources, get access to our relationships, get your foot in the door in this industry, and do it in an affordable way. So the very first option is the upfront pricing. Okay, so this means that the upfront standard price of this program is $6,000. But if you're willing to commit and pay for this program all up front, if you have that investment, let's say sitting ready, if you've known that you wanted to learn an IT skill and you've been saving up, you can save a substantial amount of money, almost $1,100 by paying for it up front. So you'll pay just $4,900. We also have an installment plan. You can break this price up in up to 6 months. The installment plan is as little as $900 per month for 6 months, as well as we have a student loan option with our partners at Meritize. So what this means is that basically you just submit a short form that would fill out more information about you. It is kind of like a credit check to basically make sure that you have a good history of repaying on your loans. And basically based upon that, this company Meritize would be willing to loan you up to the entire price of the program. And they have really flexible repayment options so that you don't even have to start repaying until after you graduated and got placed into a job. So no matter what situation that you're in, there's something there for you. There's some options for you in terms of payment. We also have discounts available for a few different groups of people. So families, meaning that if you and your sister want to join one of our programs, even if she doesn't want to take the DevOps program, you take the cybersecurity, she takes the DevOps, and you both get 15% off. Groups, let's say you and some friends want to take some classes to upskill, to invest in yourselves, to change your lives together, and you guys want to start a collective group to hold yourselves accountable and to grow in your life at the same time. Each one of you can get 10% off of the price of the program. We also have a veterans discount. So if you've served in any military around the world, you can get up to 20% off of the price of your program. So it's pretty substantial discounts to add on top of something that's already pretty affordable. Like if you think about that, you're trading $6,000 to learn a skill set that can help you to make $100,000, $110,000, $120,000 for the rest of your life, right? $6,000 on one side, $120,000 salary on the other side is pretty much a no-brainer. You know, I don't even think Bitcoin is even approaches that type of investment, right? Where you can just spend $6 and make $100 back, you know? So I think that's a pretty cool opportunity. If, you know, this is something that you're interested in, this is something that you think that you can do. So we have a ton of raving fans. Again, if you're interested within this program, I highly recommend that you go onto one of the review sites. Just Google Clarusway reviews. We have hundreds and hundreds of 5-star reviews. I want to check with Joshua really quickly. Mohammed is a graduate of our program, and I want to go to him, give him an opportunity to speak. So Joshua, do we have Mohammed waiting? If not, I can go ahead and continue.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Mohammed, what's up?
Good, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
So I guess what the people in the audience probably just want to hear is sort of like a before and after, man. Like, can you just describe just where were you professionally before Clarusway? What was going on in your life? And then describe the after, like where are you now and what's different about your life?
Sure, yeah, no problem. Yeah. Before Clarusway, I was working as a manager in a pizza place, which is with Domino's, to say the name. I worked with them for a long time, like a really long time. I'm not saying I was not making money. I was making money with them. But what I realize right now, compared with where I am right now, I was making money, but I was working a triple time what I'm working right now. Yeah. So I was working like 14 hours, 16 hours a day. And sometimes you work the whole week, the whole complete week. So, whoa. You know, I don't came from scratch. You know, I graduated back home. I have little bit knowledge, not on the IT, on the chemistry side, but I love to do the IT. Even when I was in the university, I love to do the IT. So when I came here, I tried to do the QA environment, like a software engineer tester, but I couldn't make it because I was doing by myself, self-study.
Okay.
And, with friends and stuff like this. So we could not make it. So the good thing, one of my coworker, I was his manager, and he told me that there is online classes with Clarusway. If you're interested, you can join them. And I don't hesitate because I go right away, because the way I was working with Domino's is very bad. Like, it's very bad. It's hurt myself, it hurt my life, it hurt my family. Cannot stay with my kids, I cannot go outside. So I just decided right away to go to those classes. So I started the classes with Clarusway on February 2021. So it's been like a year right now. So I start with them the classes. I start with IT fundamental. Even I know a little bit about the IT fundamental. I start from scratch with them. I love it because I know I'm doing what I have, little bit, when I know a little bit about that stuff. And I go to AWS. So when I go with the AWS path, when I start with the AWS path, this is the time when I got a little bit hard time, because I was working and I was doing those classes from 7 o'clock until like 10 o'clock, like 5 times a day, Saturday, the whole day. And with the work, with that 15 hours, 16 hours, I realized that's not gonna work. And it doesn't work for me at all. So what I did, I just quit that job and I focus. I think from June, I don't work anymore with Domino's. I just focus exactly on the work, on that, with the Clarusway. So from that time I did AWS, but because that time I spent already like 3 months, I couldn't really get AWS well, but I got the DevOps. So when I got to the DevOps, because the classes, and that's what I love about the Clarusway, the way how they have the, what the stuff they teach, like the live lessons, the LMS, the pre-classes, and the in-class, the mentor. If you need anything, you can ask, we create the team. It's really, I love it a lot. The way how the plan, how they work, especially that pre-classes, the LMS, they teach you how to create your resume, how they give you the idea about the job while you are doing those classes. And then when we finish those classes, the Voltron meeting, after we do the interview, and they help us a lot how to do the interview and all that stuff. So after I graduate, they teach us how to take the class. If you want to take any certificate. Actually, me, I don't do any certificate. So what I did, I go straight to apply for a job. They do with us the, what do you call that one, the mock interview. My situation was like, for me, it was like surprising. I just did the mock interview, and I want to do that interview, the first interview, and it was like 3 hours, after 30 minutes interview, and after that, like 3 hours interview on the same time, like from 1 o'clock until 4. And I got the job from the first, I got the offer from the first interview.
One interview and you got a job.
One interview and I got the job. But
that's awesome.
I mean, what the Clarusway did, the paths, and I was really focusing on the paths, and the classes too, because I want to do it. I want to change the way how I am going right now in the US. I don't want to keep doing what I'm doing. I want to get some things better. And I know I have a friend. Like you said earlier, you need to build a network. You know, to know the people who's on this field. I have a friends, and I have the friends. I make a lot of friends from Clarusway. The instructors. The company. The NIATE company. Make friends with them too, because we do that the internship with them. So make a friend with them, and and I worked so hard for it too. I got the stuff ready for it, and I got the job from the first interview. So tomorrow is gonna be my 4th week.
Awesome. Man.
Starting tomorrow, I'm gonna start the first week with them. So the good thing, as you said earlier, the stuff, the tools that we got in the Clarusway, It's not like you're gonna get something different. Like so far right now, I go through Kubernetes, I go through Terraform. My fourth task, because I got the task from the second day, I got the task. So I work on, the task I got through the Terraform already, I got through the Kubernetes, I got through the Selenium, which is, I have done it before. I just know little bit knowledge about it. But it was good. It was good environment. So I don't do it remotely. It's on site. And then that is the best thing about it. And I love it too, because you can see your team. Like you can see your managers, you can see the other DevOps, the senior, all of them, you can see them. If you need any help, you create another connection with them and then another network with them. And then, from there you build yourself. And so far it's good. It's really interesting. It's very, it's challenging, but it's good because this is my first real job and I love it. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And it happened quick. How many months did that take?
Okay, so I end all the classes and everything on December 18.
Okay.
And it took me like 1 month to get myself ready to start doing the interview. And after 1 month, I learned on the job.
Awesome, man. So you're starting tomorrow. That's exciting. You have just new.
Well, tomorrow I already passed 3 weeks already. So tomorrow is my 4th week.
Oh, 4th. You said
4th week.
First. Yeah. Okay. So you're well into it. What did you say is the difference between like the work environment within DevOps and IT versus what you were doing before in Domino's? Is it less pressure?
That's no difference. The first thing, you go to the place where it is clean. You talk to the people that is very talented people, and then you work your hours from 9 o'clock until this time, and then after that you're free. You can, go with your family. You can, the pay is way much better than Domino's. Yeah. It's way much, it's way much what I was making. But you work your 40 hours. There is no hustle. There is no, even the company where I'm working right now, there is no like what time you came in, what time you're going out, they are very, very open. Yeah. And they were looking for a lot of people too. I mean, I see, they're looking for a lot of people, and I see what's going on right now. It's really good, and it's very good, path, and it's very challenging, and it's very good. I mean, the only thing, if someone want to do it, just go for it. Don't just do it because you want to do it, but do it and practice for it and just fight for it. Is the time you start today, and it's going to be short time, 6 months, whatever, how many months you're going to do, and then you're going to finish it. But what you got, you need to go for it like one time, ask question, if you have anything that you don't understand, do it. If you can do other search, you can ask from outside, just do it for one time, and it will be paid for it. Yeah. It for sure will be paid for it.
That's awesome, man. I'm happy for you, man. Like that sounds exciting.
Thank you so much.
It seems like you worked extremely hard.
Oh, really? Yeah, really. Yeah. Even right now, I mean, Saturday and Sunday, practicing more. Like if you see right here, practicing all the time with my, I do all my stuff. It's not only like you say you got the job, you're gonna sit down. No, now you're gonna work because you're not gonna be just as a DevOps engineer. You're gonna be senior, or you're gonna be manager. You're gonna go for it like one time. You're not gonna be like it's not like a play. So you need to go for it like one time. Yeah, and this is the good about it. Yeah,
that's exciting, and I'm glad we had you on, and I hope everyone can sort of see and understand, like from your story, like what's possible. With obviously with hard work and with persistence, I'm sure it was not easy, but you managed to come out on the other side with exactly what I think anybody that's sitting here right now wants. They want exactly what you have, man. So congratulations on that. And if anybody has any questions for Mohammed,
sure,
I guess just write them in the chat if you can, and maybe we can circle back around and maybe he could answer them directly at the end. But we'll let the chat comments flow in, Mohammed, and then I'll circle back around, and if they have any questions for you, you can answer them in a few minutes.
Sure, no problem.
All right. Well, thank you, man.
The only thing I can, if someone go for this one for this part, work hard for it. and it will be paid for it later on. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Don't just go do it and just do it because no. Work hard for it. It will be paid for it later.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, man. Well, I think that's great advice. Like this isn't, I think it's simple, but it's not easy, right? It's not going to be a walk in the park, so to speak. There's a lot of work that's involved, a lot of learning, a lot of practice, a lot of time, but they give you everything that you need in order to get there. So yeah, thank you again, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put you on mute, Muhammad, and then I'm gonna finish this up, and then if we have any questions for you, we can answer them at the end. Okay. Thank you, man. So, guys, I think that this slide was supposed to be about our raving fans and just reviews and to connect you with some of our graduates. But I think Muhammad did the perfect example of that. Just and you can see from his story, like, again, I think that's what I wanted to iterate in the beginning and really hone in on the beginning, is that this path is laid out for you. We built the structure. We built everything that you need in order to get there. You just have to basically submit and put the work into this path, and you can have exactly what it is that you want. And your life could be changed legitimately within a year. It could be a complete different life. So that is that, you guys. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Muhammad mentioned this a little bit, but this is what's called our learning management system. So what this is we have a private, sort of password protected, members only site for Clarusway, in which you log into the site and really everything that you need is laid out for you step by step. So there's a calendar that lists out the exact lesson that you have for the day, the projects that you need to implement upon, the career counseling sessions, when you're going to be meeting with mentors. All of that is located in one simple platform to where you just have to show up every single day, follow the step that's laid out for you, and step by step, just sort of keep chugging away every single day. So we have a learning management platform that makes it simple and easy for you to follow the process and path and get the skill sets to learn the things that you need. Again, Muhammad mentioned this a little bit as well, but these are live sessions. So these sessions are similar to what we're doing right now, which is you and a few other classmates will be online live talking to an instructor who's an expert within this industry, who's actively working within the industry with these tools and skills, who's learned from scratch, just like you are learning, and can sort of help accelerate the time that it takes for you to get there. They can show you the shortcuts. They can fill in the knowledge gaps. They can ask you questions and answer any questions that you might have. So you're not going to be left alone trying to Google around for answers, but you have someone who can support you and help you to grow daily, and a community of people around you who are hungry, right? Who are really, really, really excited about the prospect of learning skills to be able to change their life. And I'm sure you could hear the passion in Muhammad's voice, but you're going to be working with students exactly like that, who are excited, who are interested, who want to work hard, who are going to be able to push you and motivate you to continue down the path to keep going and keep growing. The next thing is also mentoring. So you'll get twice per month mentorship sessions, one-on-one with an expert within the industry. So that if you have any particular questions that you weren't able to get answered live on the classes or through our Slack channels, in which you get access 24/7 to professionals within the industry, you also have time to talk to a mentor twice per month, where you can sit down and talk about anything, whether it's a technical issue or career advice. It doesn't really matter. You get access to professionals within the industry to help sort of shortcut your learning curve. The next portion is interview preparation. Muhammad mentioned this as well, but a big part of this is making sure that you're prepared for the technical interview process, making sure that you're able to communicate about this technical skill set, making sure that you're able to present yourself in the right way, to communicate that you are the type of candidate they should hire. We have a whole entire section of our program that's designed to prepare your mind for the most common questions that you're going to be asked, and to sort of help solidify those answers and to get you good at responding and communicating and articulating to these questions, so that by the time that you're placed within a position in which you're in a live interview, like Muhammad said, the very first interview ended up going on for 4 hours,
And because he was so well prepared, because he had the skill set, because he, is a hardworking and the right type of person, the right type of fit for this company, all it took was one interview because he was so well prepared to get a job. So that's very, very, very important, is that before you get in a live situation, you're well prepared to make sure that you can hit it out of the park, so to speak, and do really well at that. Also, we've integrated some sort of fun and exciting ways to learn, specifically with this tool called Kahoot. So Kahoot is a mobile application in which it's like an interactive sort of flashcard application that's going to be testing you, prompting you, making sure that you are learning the things that you're supposed to be learning within the context of this program. So let's say that you're in line at Chipotle, standing in line or getting food. Just whip up this Kahoot app, and we've already pre-programmed a series of dozens and dozens and dozens of questions based upon whatever it is that you're learning in that particular module, that is going to quiz you and help you to create sort of like a fun and interactive way to continue to learn, to continue to grow, and to continue to develop, to do that in a way that's interesting. So that's another example of ways that we're making learning fun within Clarusway. And project experience, we touched on this earlier in terms of showing you the different types of DevOps projects, but the goal with project-based learning is to give you really practical skills, practical wisdom, real experience using the most important tools within this industry, for you to develop a portfolio of projects around these tools, so that you can take these portfolios and show them to a hiring manager to say that, hey, I have the experience to do the work and do the job. I have the experience to be able to take whatever you throw at me in this job and position to contribute on day one, right? And you don't have to invest in me because I already know exactly what it is that I need to do. I can help your team to succeed and grow immediately. But I already understand exactly what it is, the problems that you're facing and how to solve it. As well as collaborating with other people is very, very, very important. So if you're solo learning right now, oftentimes you're developing in a silo, you're building things on your own, which is not at all how a professional environment works. You're going to be constantly collaborating. So we make sure to build that within our program. And obviously it's very, very helpful for job interviews, so that people can understand that you can actually do the work. So project experience is very important. So this is sort of a snapshot of the typical weekly schedule that you're going to see. Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have live sessions from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So live sessions are your classes in which you're going to be learning a specific principle related to DevOps. Tuesday and Friday, we have workshops, labs, teamwork, and career management from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's really going to go dive into you actually building and creating things, collaborating with your team members, learning about what's necessary in terms of making this career change. And on Saturdays, we have live sessions from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it's a full day worth of pouring into you. And it's similar hours to what you're going to be shown at work. And that's a really big day to help you take a big step forward and a leap forward in your learning and your education. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. All of these times, if you see them on the screen, are in Eastern Standard Time. So as you've can see, we've prepared this program to make sure that even if you're working a full-time position right now, or if you're in school or something like that, you can work in learning and growing and investing in yourself and learning this IT skill set to change your life. Okay, so there should be enough time for you because this program is about a 20-hour per week commitment for you to continue to grow. But the more that you put into this, as Mohammed mentioned earlier, he ended up quitting his job to focus on this full time. The more that you're willing to put into this, the quicker and the faster you'll be able to get to your goal and your dream of what you want. So that is worth noting. You can put in more time and more hours and grow faster. The next thing is the career management system. I know that we talked about this a little bit earlier, but there's 4 key parts for you to go from where you are right now or having a technical skill to actually getting hired. So that's your resume preparation, meaning how do you put together a resume for the IT industry that stands apart, right? Many people are going to be applying for the same jobs, but there's ways in which you can create your resume that positions you as the most attractive candidate. We do work with thousands of students and helping them to prepare their resume. We've helped hundreds of students to find jobs and positions, so we know a thing or two about this.
will help you from the very beginning to make sure that you're set up correctly, as well as LinkedIn. So today, many jobs are had remotely, meaning that a lot of jobs are found out about via online job boards. And the first thing that these hiring managers are going to do is look at your LinkedIn profile. So that's very important to set that up professionally. But not only that, but you can use LinkedIn as a tool to find inbound opportunities for jobs. So we help set up systems for you to find and attract jobs and opportunities. The next sort of phase of career management of our program, and again, career management is a piece that you're going to be learning and exploring from the very beginning of the program until the very end. So this is something that we believe that you need to prepare for constantly and consistently to make sure, like Muhammad showed you, that by the time that you graduate, you're ready. Your foot is in the door. All of the pieces are in place for you to change your life and to start the next process. So hiring process management. So you have to understand how the hiring process is going to happen in technical companies. Your technical interview. So meaning that there's a portion of the interview process in which you're going to be asked questions that are trying to certify that you know the technical skills to be able to do the work. So you're going to have to understand how to approach that process and do that the right way. Offer review, negotiation. Many people don't understand that they can negotiate, right? And actually it's not looked down upon. It's something that's normal within this industry. But if you don't know how to do it, and you don't know that you can do it, you leave a lot of opportunity on the table. So we show students how to typically negotiate at least $5,000, $10,000 plus in extra salary and benefits by understanding the negotiation process and what the standards are set for this industry. Background check, that's self-explanatory. But once you get your job, like Muhammad mentioned, there is an entire next part of your career. Getting your foot in the door is one thing, but there's so many more opportunities to continue to explore, to strive towards, so much more learning and opportunity for you for there to be had. So it's very important that we prepare you to basically excel in your new position and continue to grow your career. So that's another part of the program that we have prepared for you. As well, if we have any of our friends in the audience that may need to work on their English speaking skills, we have a partnership with a company called World English Academy, and you get free English courses when signing up for Clarusway. So it's very important. In the IT world, English is sort of like the de facto language. So you will get a substantial discount in terms of World English Academy to prepare you with the English speaking and IT necessary skills, business English skills, to get your foot in the door in this industry, if you're not 100% confident with where you are at this moment. So for those of you that are interested within this DevOps program or any one of our programs, a member of my team is going to put an application link, and you can see this URL on the screen. It's clarusway.com/application-form. And when you land on that page, it's going to look like this. I could actually show it to you. When you land on this page, clarusway.com/application-form, you can basically apply to this program and apply for a time to speak with a member of our career counseling team. So all you'll do is fill out the short form with your email, name, your contact information. And once you submit this form, on the next page, it's going to ask you to book a time to talk with one of our Clarusway career success advisors. So this is a time for you to ask any questions that you might have about the DevOps path or any other IT path. So if you're unsure of the path that you're taking, or maybe why you should choose one or the other, we can help get you clarity on this. The most important part of this call, and the reason why you need to click the link to fill out this form and apply for a phone conversation, is it's going to give you clarity about your specific situation. So I guarantee you've never spoken with someone who has expertise in helping people to get to an IT career, or I'm sure that you might have. But this is going to be a concentrated 45-minute phone conversation to talk about your specific situation, to get an idea and an understanding of where you are right now, how you're trying to learn DevOps or this IT skill set, to figure out the roadblocks that are in your way, like what's holding you back, what are you doing wrong, and we'll together create a plan for you to learn this skill set more easily, to remove those roadblocks, and to step-by-step for you to get to your goal. So regardless of if you decide to join with us at Clarusway and enroll in one of our programs, you're going to walk away with a ton of value from this conversation. It could be probably the most important conversation of your career ever. Okay, so I recommend that you register for this, to talk with a member of our team,
to find out more about your specific situation. We're going to help remove some of the roadblocks that you're facing right now to get to an IT career. All right. Very, very, very important. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat. Let's see if we have any questions. Guys, so as of right now would be the best time for you to jump in and to ask any specific questions that you might have about the program, about DevOps engineering, or anything that I wasn't clear upon. Again, the process that's going to be followed is that you're going to click this link that's linked in the chat. You're going to fill out the application. You're going to then make an appointment with a member of our team. You'll talk one-on-one with the 45-minute phone conversation. Will help clear up things for you. If we decide that you're a good fit for our program, at the end of this call, we'll offer you an opportunity and a spot to join the DevOps program. If you're interested in that, we can work out the financing and everything. You'll sign a contract, and the start date for this DevOps engineering program is coming up soon in about a month on April 4th. So I recommend that you go ahead and jump in and get the ball rolling while you still can. Because these spots will fill up soon. There's a lot of interest and demand in this program, as you can imagine, just because we've been so successful in helping other people like Muhammad and many of our other graduates to change their life with this skill set. Jonas is asking, myself and a couple of my friends are interested in the AWS DevOps path. What are the payment breakdowns for this path? So Jonas, the AWS and DevOps path is a little bit more of an investment. I believe, I don't want to misquote you, so I don't want to answer that. What you can do is book a time to talk with a member of our career counseling team, and they could talk to you about the specific path and the payment breakdown for this really quickly, because I don't want to misquote you on the price. But it is more expensive than the DevOps program, just because you're gaining basically the skill sets to get an AWS certification as a solutions architect as well. So there's an additional depth of class involved in the AWS and DevOps path. Okay. Any other questions, you guys? Let's see if we could jump into the chat. And guys, our AWS and DevOps course path will start April 18th, just to sort of let you know, the person that asked that question a little bit earlier. We have Zach. Before attending this, I was contacted with a Clarusway worker. We've been choosing courses as an economist. He referred him to data science in May, but after the Zoom, he's really interested in DevOps. Okay. Link, guys, is in the, I'm just going to post this to everyone again. Those of you that are looking for the link. And now, so I just posted the link in there. Zach is saying that he spoke with a representative from our career counseling team that said that because of his economics background, that maybe data science would be a good fit, but now he's interested in DevOps. Awesome, man. I think that that's a good realization and recognition that this is something that you're interested in. What I would do too is obviously maybe register for another call, but in between then, I would jump on YouTube and maybe do some research about just some of these tools and concepts, like, maybe research like what is DevOps or what are some of the most common tools. And that will sort of give you a little bit more information about whether you can see yourself doing this on a day-to-day basis, some of the tools and concepts that are required. So yeah, just do some research and talk, and I'm sure we'd be happy to help. And a member of my team is saying we'll have individual information sessions like this, guys, for the AWS programs. So just continue to watch your email, as we'll let you know when those are going to be upcoming. Jonas is asking, do you assign a particular mentor for a student? Jonas, I'm not actually sure how the mentorship assignment works. I think it's actually pretty random. But I think there could be an opportunity, if you're interested in a particular mentor, to let that be known at the beginning of the class and sort of get paired with someone particularly. Yvonne is asking, if you start in the program and break due to some natural circumstances like childbirth, are you given the opportunity to continue? So yes, Yvonne, we have just sort of room in our program for basically
for basically freezing our program, right? So you can freeze your course by contacting our technical team and basically, take the weeks off that you need and jump back into the course and program when you're done. So we do have options and opportunities for people who, again, the outside circumstances, need to stop their course and program for them to be able to jump back in and get caught up. So that is that. I think that's pretty much every question, guys. Do we have any more questions? We'll stay on for a few more minutes to see if any more questions trickle in. But guys, thank you for staying so long. I know you could be doing a lot of things with your Sunday evening. So Hans, Idris, Ilhami, Jonas, Kumi, Ranjan, Rasid Savas, Tino Tinda, Yvonne. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for your time. And Muhammad as well. Big clap for Muhammad. That was awesome. I'm sure you guys really enjoyed that as well. Muhammad, thank you for your time. I know you can be doing a lot of things, but thanks for jumping in and talking with us today. Jonas is asking, do you assign a particular mentor? So yes, mentors are assigned to groups of students. So you'll have access not only to live classes with your instructor, but you'll have a separate mentor that's assigned to you and a few other students as well. How is the group discount applied? The group discount is applied just a flat 10% for you and whoever else that you bring with you. So just mention that during your application call and your career counseling call that you would like to join as a group. Let the career advisor know the other group members, and you guys will get your discount. Hopefully that answers your question, Kumi. How many in a group? I believe it's just more than 2 or more. So yeah. 2 or more, Manau. Zaga, Dazik is a lesson in Eastern Standard Time. Yes, the lessons are in Eastern Standard Time. So from 7 to 10 p.m. every night in Eastern Standard Time, every weeknight, and as well from 10 to 5 Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. Jonas is asking, is it entirely online or can we come to class if we can? I'm not sure about that, Jonas. I'm not sure if we have specific course offerings for our DevOps class in person in Virginia, because a lot of our teachers now are located remotely. So I think the answer is no, but I can follow up with a member of our team to sort of let you know. But for now, the answer is no, just because most of our teachers are people that are located throughout the country, our instructors as well. So I think that's everything. And now it's asking, is there an official document like a certificate after graduating? Yes, now we hand out a certificate due to like a Clarusway certificate. But I would encourage you to focus more on the portfolio. Your portfolio is more important in terms of what's needed and what's necessary. Oh, guys, I missed a few different slides, or one different slide that I wanted to share with you. These are some of the start days for the different courses that are related to AWS and DevOps. So we have a few different options that you can choose from depending upon your background. So if you're interested in DevOps in AWS, we have an entire AWS program that's starting on April 18th, where you can learn the fundamentals of IT, AWS, and DevOps engineering. We also have an option and a path where you can learn IT fundamentals as well as AWS. And if you already have the fundamentals of IT, you can learn AWS and DevOps engineering or just AWS. So this is all to say, not to make things confusing. If you want to start for DevOps alone, that starts on April 14th, or excuse me, April 4th. Every other class starts on April 18th. Okay. And you can talk to a career advisor to find out more information about what is more best suited for your particular situation or your particular background and skill set. So just to give that to you about the start dates. I'm sorry if this is a little confusing, but just to break it down for you, there's two main options. If you're a beginner, the AWS path with IT fundamentals, as well as the AWS and DevOps path with IT fundamental. You guys see this? Okay, so maybe screenshot this, you guys. And of course, when you speak with your career counselor upcoming this week, they can fill you in on this information and help you to understand what path may be best for where you are right now. Okay. So is that it for all the questions, you guys? We'll give you one more minute to see if anything else rolls in. One more minute, but again, Manal, Hans, Idris, Tinda, Yvonne, thank you guys. Sabas, Nerman, Kumi, Jonas, you guys are really active and engaged. Alex, thank you guys. Tinda is how long is the program that starts in April? There are many programs that start in April, Tinda. There are many programs that start in April, many different paths. So it depends upon which one that you want to take. If you strictly are already an IT professional, you already have solid understanding of IT, basics of programming, the DevOps program starts on April 4th. Otherwise, you'll need to take probably an IT fundamentals program. If you're a beginner, if you've never worked in IT, you need to start with either one or two and choose either the IT fundamentals with AWS and DevOps or the IT fundamentals with just AWS. And maybe a member of my team can screenshot this and send this photo in the chat. So Tina is interested in the DevOps without the fundamentals. So the DevOps program is, as my team member mentioned, is 14 weeks. So Tina is already in fundamentals. Excuse me, guys. No problem, Tinda. So good luck with the rest of the program. And your upcoming choices and decisions. I'm sure whatever route that you choose, will be great if you make it great. So that looks like everything, you guys. Does anyone have any more questions? Thank you all for your time. Yeah, and I guess that'll be it. Unless anyone has anything else to add. Thank you for the Clarusway team for all of your help as well. Sam, Josh, Steven, all of you guys, thank you. Muhammad again. And now thank you guys, Hans, Idris. So yeah, that's it for today, you guys. Again, book your call and conversation if you have any more specific questions. And I'm glad to sit with you this weekend, this Sunday, and hopefully I could be a resource for you. And I would recommend to you that this is really, as Muhammad said earlier, that if you put in the work for this path and this program, that this is something that can ultimately change the course of your life. So if you're even somewhat interested, jump in to a phone conversation, talk with the career counselor, get an understanding of what next steps that you can take, and take the next steps to changing your life. So yeah, big up. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you guys all later. Bye.